What's happening, guys? This is part 2 of the top 24 champions for 2024 on my account in Rage Shadow Legends even. So let's get on with it. And our next champion is a Ctum. Where is he? Oh, there we go. We need this. Yeah, the Ctum is awesome. I have him in... This build isn't optimal for him at all, but I do... It does what I need it to do. I have had many builds over 2024 with a Ctum. You can see I have him +2, and he has a 6-star blessing on him. So I have the Blood Shield ring on him, and I have the emergency heal blessing on him. Again, that combination gives you lots of healing. I also have the life drinker. Why does it not give the names there? Life drinker or life stealer or something. Mastery as well, so that when his health gets below 50%, he'll heal from damage dealt to. And then it's all about accuracy and survivability and speed. So I use them. I have to roll these up as well, but I don't need to, because in the compositions that I have him in, he does what I need him to do. I'm a big fan of not doing stuff that you don't need. Yeah, that you don't need to do. Did I say that right? Not doing stuff that you don't need to do. Yes. Okay, perfect. So I haven't rolled them up because I didn't need to. Lifesteal or regen or what's the other one? Blood. Where is it now? Bloodthirst sets, or indeed a stun set, or possibly even frost. Any CC set on him can be exceptionally good because of how good his passive is. Because this counts as a hit going out to everybody. I use him in my spider team, and he does as much damage as my newt, because he kills all the spiderlings on Spider Hard 10. He is dealing over 30% damage. He actually out damages them, actually, if I think about it, because he kills 10 spiderlings. That's 30% damage to the boss, and that means then that he damages the spiderlings. He damages 30% to the boss, and the poisons from him also damage the boss as well. So he out damages newts in one turn in Spider Hard 10. He's a crazy good champion. He's also really good for waves in those CC sets as well. So Hex and Poison, get them out there and watch him just go to town. He's very, very good. Another one that's kind of misunderstood a little bit, in that like a few people rave about him, and he's like, oh my god, he's so amazing, he can do everything and he can do all of this stuff. He needs the right build and the right equipment, and it's not just as simple as you have him and therefore he can do all this stuff, but he is able to do a hell of a lot, and he's a champion I use for farming. I've used him in Hydra, I use him in Spider the whole time, so that's why he's one of my most used for 2024. Now we have Krisk, and we're at number 15 of the 24. We have Krisk the Ageless. Krisk, do I need to say anything about Krisk? He is phenomenal. Really, really like him. He's actually not part of the Lizard Men, I think I've seen. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's from an even older era of Lizard Men or something like that. But Krisk is phenomenal. What does he not do? He extends buffs. He does decreased speed. He ally protection, continuous heal on himself. He places provoke true poison cloud. He places increased defense and increased speed. He also starts the round with a shield worth 50% of his max HP on the entire team. So if you have a Wixwell comp, and he is in my Wixwell comp for clan boss, he's extremely good. And also, whenever he gets hit, he places decreased attack and decreased defense. He's amazing. He is the man. I've gone down the defense and accurate or support tree for him. And I don't have a super good blessing, but the blessing I have on him is Lightning Cage to help with his mischief tank capability in Hydra. So he gets used in 2 of the 3 clan bosses, and actually, now that I think of it, he's probably going to be used in 3 of the 3 clan bosses. Now, could I change this build and make it better? Yes, I believe so. He's in 1 turn Stone Skin at the moment, and I can't remember why. That's a bit of a mystery for me. I can't really remember why, but you can see I have him built with high accuracy, 240 speed. I didn't want him too fast for the clan boss comp, and enough accuracy to land his debuffs. For utility, I could probably put him in a Hex or a Provoke set or something like that, because he has AoEs, and that would lend more capability to him. I could also possibly put him in War Master as well, and he would deal more damage that way too. Now, so that's Krisk, and sticking with some Hydra champions and just an all-round cutesy pie, we have Mitaki. Mitaki I have in Relentless gear. This is new. I don't know why he's not crit capped here, because I'm pretty sure I had him crit capped. Maybe when I changed something over the last few weeks, I just put another piece back in. But he was crit capped. He was built for damage and accuracy and speed, with Relentless gear, so that he would go often. And with his A3, he'd keep all the buffs basically off the Hydra heads, and then have decreased defense and decreased attack, and a little bit of HP burn and cruelty out there as well, and Hex as well. An incredibly good all-round champion, and I actually pulled a dupe of him as well, I think. Yeah, I did recently, and I will probably build out the second one as well, I have to say. A very, very, very good champion. One of my favorites, Hydra extraordinaire, and I pulled, before you could do anything with the feeding that was quick, I think I pulled, like, was it like 5,000 or 4,500 mystery shards to get Mitaki. So that'll show you how much I wanted him. It was insane. I had no shards at the time, but I had a ton of mysteries, and I pulled every single one of them over the course of a weekend to get him. It was brilliant. There was a sense of accomplishment after it. So he's one of my faves. Another one of my, but these are all some of my faves. Another one, Riho. If Newt is the single target boss killer extraordinaire, then Riho Bone Spear is the single target boss debuffer extraordinaire. She is so good. Sand Devil, Shogun, Spider, a lot of the Doom Tower bosses, not Hydra. But she's in so many teams that I have. Amius, I use her. Clan boss, you could use her. I don't use her, but you definitely could. But she's in so many of my teams and just does what she does so easily. She was in my dragon farming team because I didn't have Staltus built out, so I was using this. When receiving any debuffs, instantly transfers them from this champion to the attacker. The only thing is it's on a 3-turn cooldown, so Staltus is better than her in that regard. But she also has a big heal and cleanse and block debuffs. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 debuffs on a 1 skill on a 3-turn cooldown on a single target, though. It is the best single target debuffing skill in the game. And then she has 2 continuous heals, a 15 and a 7.5 on the A1. she's so very good at all of the boss stuff. Again, then the survivability and accuracy trees, and her build isn't anything special, just for enough speed and accuracy. The protection pieces, I'm not too worried about the actual buffs being protected. It's only block debuffs that she gets. Yeah, well, I suppose the continuous heals as well, but she's so good. She is the newt of debuffing. Nekmotar is next up. We all know, oh, there's 6 of the best. Nekmo's Nekmo, man. You know, that's just it. Nekmo is extremely good. I really like Nekmo. I have him built properly. I have him built in a cursed set, so he's able to hex everybody in Hydra. So he is primarily just in my Hydra teams, but he is used in a couple of other areas, Dark Fae and a few bits and pieces. But he's exceptionally good at what he does. He's not built that fast, because I don't need him to be, because he's in the lead with a Shamail behind him, or on the team, so he's getting boosted off that, and then he's getting his extra turns, he's getting his increased speed, he's getting the decreased speed and the leech out, he's getting a turn meter fill each time a debuff on an enemy is removed, transferred, or expires. He's getting decreased attack out, you know, and then temporal chains as well. So he is extremely good at speed and control and debuffing and pumping. He's the engine of your team, basically. Him and Shamail in conjunction just mean you can take so many turns against the Hydra clan boss that it's just unfair, really. Seems like bullying. Him and Eastrid do similar in that regard. But that leech is often a buff that's overlooked, but leech is so damn handy to have. It can keep your team alive a lot better than a lot of people maybe realize. It's very easy to overlook leech. Now, that's Nekmo, and we're on the home stretch now, guys. We have Venom Age. Venom Age is another fantastic champion. She gets used a lot in Doom Tower. She gets used on Amius whenever she's available for Amius. I use her because of the heal reduction and the poison activation and the poison placing and the decreased defense and decreased attack, as well as the damage reduction, basically. So I have her built in emergency heal with a blood shield ring. I did previously have her in regen and immortal for some soloing stuff, but I have her built now with accuracy and survivability, and that's because I use her more in Amius now than I do in soloing contents and stuff like that, because I think that's the best place for her. But I do use her a hell of a lot, and especially earlier in the year I was using her way more. A great champion, not to be overlooked, especially with a 6-star blessing there. Now we have another goody epic, Geomancer. As you can see, I have 2 of them. So Clan Boss, Hydra, Iron Twins, Frost Spider, Nether Spider. Geomancer gets used in all of those. We all know what Geomancer does. 2 different builds there, but they're nothing special. They're just bits and pieces. That one's high accuracy for anything I need high accuracy for, and that one just has a little bit more survivability, I think. But that's it. Just basically he does the job, and he does very good actually against Chimera as well. So he's not bad to use there. The only thing is that you're relying you're relying on the Chimera to take turns for him to do damage to the Chimera, whereas you want to be taking more turns than the Chimera, so he falls behind a little bit, but still very, very good if you're stuck. Now, Cold Heart. As you can see, I have 4 of them, all with blessings. They are single target nukes. They were used for normal spider for a lot. They were actually even used for hard spider for a lot then as well. But obviously I have 2 newts now, so that isn't necessary anymore. But I have used her in multiple different places, including Amius, including Fire Knight, including Spider, and a couple of different places in Cursed City as well. So maybe not the one, but the same one each time. But Cold Heart as a champion gets used definitely weekly, I would say. Okay, now we are on to the final 3. I mentioned this punter before, and that is Inquisitor Shamail. So Shamail is in 3 different builds, built 3 different ways, and again, as I have said, bits and pieces have been pulled out from around the place. The only one in a special build was this one that was built with Guardian set to provide a bit more survivability to my Hydra team. They are all for Hydra. I have used them in a couple of other areas as well, but these are all Hydra champions and they are on all of my Hydra teams, so that is why he is one of the most used champions on my account for 2024. Now, second last, and we have Yumeko. So you can't have Yumeko and not use Yumeko. She enables so many teams. Seer, Lydia, Yumeko, and you have pretty much the game under wraps. Now, in that instance, it could be Kaimar, or it could be Feidi, the new guy, or it could be what's her name in the Siege that you get from Siege. But yeah, she's very, very good. The reset ability for your team and the reset on the opposing team is extremely good. So I did use her in conjunction with Riho Bone Spear in Dragon before I was using Staltus, because I would have Seer, Lydia, Yumeko, Riho, and one more. Didn't matter who the other one was, okay? And basically she, between herself and Riho, they would do the job of Staltus because of the passive. Or actually it's the passive effect of this. So when she would get onto the dragon, she would place Hex first, and then she would reflect the debuffs back onto the boss in conjunction with Riho doing the same, and that would have the same effect as Staltus. Now she wouldn't do it as well, neither of them do it as well as Staltus, but they're still very effective with that. But basically every wave killing team you want her on. You want her in Arena, you want her in Hydra. We've all seen the Trunda teams and the reset teams with Yumeko and all the rest of it. She's an exceptional champion, and I wish I had 2 of her. I would be very, very happy with that. Finally, the last one, guys. Possibly saving the best for last. Whisper. So I have a +1 6-star blessing, Crushing Rend Whisper, and she gets used for a lot of boss killing as well. She is the epic Newt. Potentially even better than Newt in certain circumstances. She's extremely good. She has been stripped at the moment, as has the other one. But again, that's because I've been playing around with builds and stuff over the last while. But I do have her in Relentless and built with as much damage as possible, as fast as possible, and her job is to get in there and kill bosses. And she does it extremely well, because of her blessing, because of her ascension, and because of this 10% chance of granting an extra turn whenever this champion lands a critical hit, increases damage inflicted on bosses by 20%. So that, coupled with extra turn when enemies have decreased defense and weaken on them, coupled with her own increased attack and increased crit rate before attacking, and ignoring defense if the target is under a weaken debuff, and a 25% or a 50% chance to place or 75% chance to place a weaken debuff for 2 turns on the A1, all coupled with the extra turns, the 20% extra damage, the ignore defense on crushing rend, and the extra turns from Relentless. I will actually probably, and I've just realized, I don't know why, but I should probably put her in Merciless. No. Oh, maybe, yeah, okay. So I was thinking 9-piece Merciless. Yeah, it could be better because she'll get this as well. But I was thinking I could get her in 4-piece Merciless and 4-piece Relentless, which I still could do because she'll get her skills back and get this, but I'd be better off just going for 9-piece. Anyway, that is my 24 for 24. That's my most used champions this year, guys. Hope you enjoyed that video, because I think I have lost my voice. I will see you in the next one. Thanks very much, guys. Like and subscribe, show me some love, and I'll see you next year. Bye bye.